Luke? Or Luke, Matt. Any sign of Luke Nossinger out there?
Yeah.
Nicole, he's out there? All right, thanks. Thank you, Mr. Bush. Ms. Camfield, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
It's so nice to know the prosecutor's fully staffed. Plus they got Nicole and Kendra in there doing their thing. I don't know how long is appropriate, but when I start to incarcerate people for a lengthy time, they get off their medications. The jail is much better at administering medications during the sentence than they used to be, but I don't want to get him off his medication regimen and have further backslide. So that's why I thought 2 days would be enough to make my point. Which case is Rhonda here on?
She has one of Mr. Dentler's. He has two this morning, Your Honor.
Yeah, he does. He has 25273 and 1539. I only have one of the files. I think, let me make sure. No, I've got them both. And I'm not 100% clear on what we're doing here, so maybe you guys can all enlighten me.
Yes, we have a plan, Your Honor.
All right, it's good to have a plan. Good morning. Mr. Dentler, why don't you come up and have a seat?
Judge, do you intend to have this concurrent?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Dentler's so important, he's got two great lawyers here with him.
Morning, Mr. Middleton.
Good morning, Mr. Dentler.
How are you, Judge?
I'm doing okay. We had a busy morning. That makes it go faster.
I sound like by my attorney, you said you guys got a lot of cases today.
Well, we got an hour and a half for you if we need it. We're good from now till
Hopefully
lunchtime.
we don't need that.
No, we don't, but we're on schedule. We have two matters to deal with today regarding Jonathan Matthew Dentler. File 25273 SM is a domestic violence charge. The defendant is represented in that case by Rhonda Ives, attorney, and she is present. Defendant pled guilty on July 10th, which was the first of the month pretrial for the month of July. Had very many cases that day. And the recommendation was domestic violence with a deferral. And the complaining witness on that was Diana Holst. Set for sentence this morning. In the meantime, a few days later, the defendant got charged of malicious destruction of property over 200 but less than 1,000 in a domestic relationship and domestic violence. Complainant this time is Hope Parrish, the defendant's girlfriend. Luke Knopfinger was appointed to represent the defendant in that case. Mr. Knopfinger proactively worked on things and scheduled that matter for a plea concurrent with the sentence that was scheduled here for today. Also present is prosecuting attorney Assistant Angela Camfield, and she tells me we do have a plan for today, and I said it's good to have a plan. So, Mr. Dentler, your pending sentence in a charge of domestic assault. And now we have the new incident. Judge Pattison had it for a minute, and I think he passed it on to me because I already had the matter set for sentence. Mr. Knopfinger, what's our plea agreement in your case?
Judge, Mr. Dentler will be entering a plea to malicious destruction of property between $200,000 and $1,000.
I'd also like to make note on that, Your Honor. I had gone up to Runner Center myself to tell them that I would be continuously to make them payments.
All right, well, that's good to hear. We'll find out more about it. And the second charge of domestic assault would be dismissed.
Yes, Judge.
All right, well, let's talk about that. Malicious destruction of property over 200 is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail. Let me look at the actual complaint.
All right, let's talk about that. This hearing with Judge Middleton and defendant Jonathan Matthew Dentler was a full courtroom experience organized. A bit tense at times, but ultimately steady. Judge Middleton came in his usual manner and deliberate, making sure everyone was on the same page. He even remarked that it's good to have a plan, and you could tell he meant it because this case had multiple moving parts. Dentler had not one but two matters pending, both tied to domestic-related incidents. One already pled out earlier in the month, and another fresh charge that quickly followed. Rather than let things sprawl into chaos, the court tightened everything into one morning's business. Middleton handled it with his familiar mix of patience and a little dry humor, moving through the layers without losing track of the people in front of him. Now, as for Dentler himself, he showed up with not one, but two lawyers representing him. In the different matters, Rhonda eyes on one, Luke Knopfinger on the other. That's not something you see every day, but it underscored how tangled his situation was. To his credit, he was polite, conversational, even cracked a small acknowledgement about how busy the docket was, which earned a knowing nod from the bench. He didn't posture or show frustration, which sometimes happens in these settings. Instead, he leaned on his attorneys and let them do most of the talking. From what we heard, he'd even made an effort to go to the Runner Center personally to arrange restitution payments, which Judge Middleton noted as a positive step. That sort of initiative can carry weight when a judge is deciding whether to see you as reckless or as someone at least trying to clean up the mess. The attorneys were solid. Rhonda's eyes were steady, focused on her client's original plea. Knopfinger stood out, though he took the proactive route, working ahead to coordinate a plea in the newer case to run concurrent with the pending sentence. That shows strategy and respect for the court's time, and Judge Middleton appreciated it. The prosecutor, Assistant Angela Camfield, was well prepared and kept the government's side organized, even remarking that we do have a plan. No grandstanding, no fireworks, just everyone doing their part. And that's often the mark of a well-run courtroom. No wasted movement, no surprises. The overall atmosphere, busy but efficient. This wasn't one of those chaotic hearings where everything seems to unravel. The judge had multiple files. Attorneys were juggling overlapping issues, and yet it all came across as orderly. Middleton even voiced a concern you don't always hear, making sure any jail time didn't disrupt the defendant's medical regimen. That's a glimpse into his balanced approach, stern when needed, but also mindful of practical human concerns. It wasn't soft, but it was thoughtful. At the end of the day, you had a defendant who seemed willing to cooperate, lawyers who came prepared, and a judge who managed to tie together a complicated morning without letting it drift. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.